Welcome back students to the online mathematics class for grade 7. We have covered the syllabus for unit test 1 and now we shall proceed towards the revision part. So in this revision video, we will revise chapter 2 fractions and decimals. The main topic to be covered for revision in this chapter will be fraction, that is what you mean by fraction, different types of fractions, that includes proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, equivalent fraction, like fraction, unlike fraction, and decimal fraction. Then we'll talk about reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of fraction. And lastly, the fundamental operation of fraction, that includes addition and subtraction of fraction, multiplication of fraction, and division of fraction. Before we start, let me add that this topic is already explained to you all in detail. You can go to the playlist of Form 7 and track all the videos pertaining to this topic. Okay. What is fraction? A fraction is a number which can be written in the form A upon B, where A and B are natural numbers. The number A is known as the numerator and B is called the denominator. For example, 5 upon 10. 5 is numerator, 10 is denominator, and the line which separates the numerator and denominator is called a fraction bar. Now let's recap different types of fractions. First one is proper fraction. What do you mean by proper fraction? If the numerator of a fraction is less than the denominator, then it is called a proper fraction. For example, 1 upon 5. 1 is the numerator, 5 is the denominator. So 1 is less than 5. So 1 upon 5 is the proper fraction. Improper fraction. What is improper fraction? If the numerator of the fraction is greater than or equal to the denominator, then it is called an improper fraction. For example, 7 upon 3. Now 7 is numerator, 3 is denominator, so 7 is greater than 3, so 7 upon 3 is improper fraction. Mixed fraction. Mixed fraction are a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, 2 whole 2 upon 3. In fact, 2 whole 2 upon 3 is equal to the sum of 2 and 2 upon 3. Equivalent fraction. 2 or more fraction which represents the same part of a whole number are called equivalent fraction. For example, 4 upon 7 is equal to 8 upon 14, which is equal to 12 upon 21. So they all are equivalent fraction. You may make equivalent fraction by multiplying or dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. But remember, you only multiply or divide. Never add or subtract to get an equivalent fraction. Next, like fraction. The fractions having same denominators are called like fraction. For example, 3 upon 7, 4 upon 7, 11 upon 7. Now in all these fractions, the denominators, they are same. So they are known as like fraction. Now opposite to that, unlike fractions. What are unlike fractions? The fractions having different denominators are called unlike fractions. For example, 3 upon 8, 4 upon 9 and 11 upon 15. Now here all the denominators, they are different, so they are called unlike fractions. Next, decimal fractions. A fraction where the denominator is a power of 10 such as 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as decimal fraction. Let's example. When the product of two fractions or a fraction and a natural number is 1, then one of them is called reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of the other. For example, 1 upon 5 into 5. Now 5 is a whole number, as already discussed with you all before. It can be easily converted into a fraction. So this becomes 5 upon 1. Multiply the numerators together, multiply the denominators together. So you get 5 upon 5, which gives you 1. Therefore, 1 upon 5 is the reciprocal of 5, or 5 is the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 5. Now your unit test 1 will be completely based on MCQ. For that also you will have to practice and understand the whole concept of the chapter thoroughly. So let's solve few MCQs. Question number 1. The reciprocal of 2 upon 3 is, the four options have been given to you. 1, that is A, 1 upon 3. B, 2 upon 3. C, 3 upon 2. D, 1 upon 2. Now, just in this slide, we are giving you help box. So, if you can manage with the answer yourself, well and good. Otherwise, you can take the help from this help box. So, to obtain reciprocal, what do? We interchange its numerator and denominator. That means A upon B will become B upon A. So, what is the question? Reciprocal of 2 upon 3. So, what will be the reciprocal of 2 upon 3? I think correct option is C, that is 3 upon 2. Come to the second MCQ. The reciprocal of 1 whole 7 upon 8 is, your options are A, 8 upon 7, B, 7 upon 8, C, 15 upon 8 and D, 8 upon 15. As discussed before, any mixed fraction given to you to add or to convert, first thing is mixed fraction, convert that into improper fraction. So 1 whole 7 upon 8 becomes 15 upon 8. Now take the reciprocal of 15 upon 8. Choose from the options which have been given to you. I think correct option is D, that is 8 upon 15. Let's proceed further. mixed fraction is converted into fraction, its reciprocal is, options are A, proper, B, improper, C, equal to itself, and D, none of these. Again, read the question properly. If a mixed fraction is converted into a fraction, its reciprocal is. So the first step will be the mixed fraction. Let's take an example. Let's understand in a better way with an example. Say I've taken example 2 whole 2 upon 3. I'm converting this into improper fraction. So I get 8 upon 3. Now what I'm supposed to do? I have to take the reciprocal of that mixed fraction. So mixed fraction converted into improper fraction. Now I'll take reciprocal of 8 upon 3. So 8 upon reciprocal of 8 upon 3 is 3 upon 8. So what is 3 upon 8? What kind of fraction is it? It is a proper fraction. Why? Because your numerator is smaller than your denominator. Next. A fraction equivalent to 5 upon 7 is, okay, what is equivalent fraction? Equivalent fraction can be defined as fraction with different numerators and denominators that represents the same value of the whole. For example, 4 upon 7 can also be written as 8 upon 40, can also be written as 12 upon 21, can also be written as 16 upon 28, and so on. Now here, each fraction is said to be equivalent to all the other. Now over here, equivalent fraction to 5 upon 7, try to solve. Okay, I come to option B, that is 25 upon 35. Why? 5 5s are 25, and the same number if I multiply with the denominator, so 7 5s are 35. Okay, so the equivalent fraction to 5 upon 7 will be your option B, 25 upon 35. Next. Which of the following is not equivalent to 3 upon 5? Again, which is not equivalent to 3 upon 5? Let's go in the help box. Equivalent fraction. Okay, I start with 3 upon 5. When I multiply by 2, I get 6 upon 10. So that is equivalent fraction. And I want it should not be equivalent to 3 upon 5. Okay, 3 upon 5, when I multiply by 4, I get 12 upon 20. Again, this is an equivalent fraction. Okay, let's move further. 3 upon 4, when multiplied by 7, I get 21 upon 35. So that is also an equivalent fraction. Now, which is left over? I think B. Okay, 4 upon 10. Multiply in any way, you will not get equivalent fraction for this. So 4 upon 10 is not equal to 3 upon 5. So your correct option is option B. Come to addition of like fractions. Here, how can you judge it's a like fraction? Because see the denominators, they are same. Okay, 3 upon 7 plus 5 upon 7 is, as already discussed with you, what are we supposed to do? When it's a like fraction, keep the denominator common and add the numerators. So 3 plus 5 becomes 8 and 7 becomes common denominator. Okay, so 8 upon 7 will be the answer. Alright, first we'll go to all the options. 8 upon 14, 8 upon 7, 5 upon 14, and 2 upon 7. So B is your correct option. This is something very easy. Okay, we come to the seventh question. 7 upon 8 plus 5 upon 12. Now this is unlike fraction because your denominators, they are different. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to convert this into like fractions. For that, you'll have to find out the LCM of the denominators, which is 8 and 12. So when you find the LCM of 8 and 12, you get 24. Solve this, you will come with a solution 31 upon 24. Okay, check the options. A, 31 upon 24. B, 24 upon 28. C, 29 upon 24. And D, 35 upon 28. Okay, so after working, you will come to the correct answer, which is 31 upon 24. So your correct option is A. Okay, we start with the eighth MCQ, that is subtraction of unlike fraction. Here the denominators, they are different and there is a sign of subtraction. Let's go to the help box. How do we solve this? First, find the LCM, convert the other fraction into equivalent fractions, subtract the numerators but keep the denominator same, and lastly simplify or reduce the answer if necessary. Now coming back to the question, the denominators, they are different. So how do we make it to a equivalent fraction? We'll have to find out the LCM. So LCM of 12 and 6 is 12. 10 upon 12 minus 5 upon 6 is equal to, now again make it to equivalent fraction. So you get 10 upon 12 and this side also you get 10 upon 12. Denominators, they are same, 12. Now subtract the numerators. So 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. 0 upon 12 is nothing but it's 0. Next, Arun bought 3 dozen apples. He found 2/9 of them rotten. The number of rotten apples was option A, 8, B, 4, C, 3, D, 6. Okay, the first thing is we'll go to the help box and see what is it. The word of denotes multiplication. Okay, now 1 dozen is equal to 12 apples. 3 dozen will be equal to 36 apples. So out of 36 apples, how many apples he found to be rotten? 2/9. So what is 2/9 of 36? We'll solve that. 2 upon 9 into 36. Okay, you can simplify. 9 ones are 9 and 9 fours are 36. So 2 fours are 8. He found 8 apples to be rotten. The last one, 2 whole 7 upon 8 divided by 1 upon 4. This is division of fractions. You remember we have already done reciprocal. Here, what are we supposed to do? The very first step, the mixed fraction has been given to you. Convert that into improper fraction and take the reciprocal of the divisor. Okay, over here 2 whole 7 upon 8 is your dividend and 1 upon 4 is your divisor. So what you did, dividend you converted into a improper fraction, division sign gets converted into multiplication, and take the reciprocal of 1 upon 4, which is 4 upon 1. Now, as you solve the steps of multiplication of fractions in the similar way, you are going to do this also. So 23 upon 8 into 4 upon 1. You can cross simplify over here. 4 ones are 4 and 4 twos are 8. So 23 upon 2 is your answer.